chaos. Pure chaos.
We don't have the big ones right now.
There's no logos here. What's going on, mate?
That's it?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
You ready? I get to my right hand side, bud.
Yeah.
Cool. Ain't got my phone. Which one was it?
That's it. See you later.
Awesome, thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother. Nick, Warbear, welcome, welcome. That gas station was pure chaos. Zero logos in the gas station whatsoever. It was absurd. Yes, thank you, car. No one cares. Alright, now we can go. Hey man, turn your fucking lights on. That might be a good idea. It is nighttime, you know. Turn your headlights on. Oh, so, ironically enough, this always fucking happens, is whenever I've got something to actually talk about, I never get around to it because I care more about, like, you know, talking to you guys. But, turns out that, baby formula was not invented until 1865, I believe. I forget the douchebag's name that invented it, but I was talking to this chick today, and she was like, oh, well, what about baby formula? I was like, well, what about it? You don't need to have baby formula. And she was like, well, yeah, you do. I was like, no. Well, like, what did people do before the invention of baby formula? And it was a whole discussion. And so obviously I Googled it, and I don't have the Google results right in front of me right now. So I sound much dumber than I normally do. That's okay. No one cares. Alright, right now, everyone, fingers crossed, let my car ignition switch disengage. First try. Ah, it didn't work. None of you had your fingers crossed. So now I have to start my car again. And I don't know the cause of the ignition key getting stuck. And so I try a variety of hypotheses. Literally every single time. Because I don't know what works. So like I make my little wheel go back and forth, and then I go reverse, and then I go forward, and it worked! Fuck yeah! Very rarely does it work on the second attempt. Like, if it's fucked up, normally it takes like 4 or 5 tries. So I'm really excited it worked on the second try just now. That was quite fortunate for all of us. So as I'm walking back to my apartment, when I enter my apartment, I can read your comments and be like, oh, and then give comment upon your comments. I just sounded like a retard, but you know what I mean. Woohoo! I'm a race car. Rawr! Oh my goodness. That smells so fucking good. Like, when I eat this shit tomorrow, it's gonna be like the best food I've ever eaten in my entire life. Oh my goodness, I love slow cookers so much. Like, I wish I could describe to you guys how wonderful this, like, food smells right now. Who's all on right now? Nick and Ward Bear. Alright. Guys, what the fuck do you want me to talk about? Give me a topic. Baby formula. Alright, yeah, I talked about that earlier. Let me get back to my computer, and I will tell you more about baby formula. Nick Wolf. Oh no! Hey, my phone still works. That's surprising. Alright. Pull up the computer. And 18. Oh, I was right. 1865. Chemist Justus von Liebig developed, patented, and marketed an infant food for the first in a liquid form, then a powdered form for better preservation. Liebig's formula consisted of cow's milk, wheat, and malt flour, and potassium bicarbonate. Was considered the perfect infant food. Yeah, that's a fucking red flag. Yeah, so Nick, I've got more things to research. This is much more fascinating than I initially assumed. This pot roast smells so fucking good. I'm gonna try and see, like, if I can eat some of it. I don't think I can. Maybe though. I don't know. Yeah, I think I can. I don't know. So, oh, Nick, fuck yeah. Waiting for Nick to join. Oh, there we go. So my mom recently gave me this box of silverware. And by silverware, literally, it's silverware.
Nice. Are those little tiny forks?
Yeah, like, there's, like, normal serving forks and shit. And then there's, like, serving forks and, like, tiny little skewer forks. Like, it's a legitimate set of silverware from, like, the 1800s.
That's pretty sweet. And I like the box.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I heard that baby formula was invented by a German Jew.
Yes. So, I cannot confirm what you just said, but given the name of the individual in the Wikipedia entry I just read, yeah, he's probably a Jew.
I think it was a woman. It might have been a man. I'm not totally clear on that, but it was.
Yeah, from what I read, it was a man.
But just like almost every time you see like a history where it's like, oh, obviously the best formula or the best food for a baby is what God made breast milk from their mother, every time you see like this little grabble in history, it's like always a J. I don't know why this is. What is this?
Well, what I find interesting is I was just talking to one of my female friends earlier today, and she was talking about how like that's what got me on this whole concept. Oh, it's so hot! I just burned myself. Ah,
Yeah, it's
son of a gun.
gonna be really hot.
Yeah. Ah, son of a gun. All right. Anyways, so I was talking to my female friend about this earlier, and like I just burned myself again. Ah. All right. And so.
Definition of insanity.
Right? And so she was just baffled by because we were talking about breastfeeding and stuff like that, and she was baffled by the concept that there was a time in which formula never existed.
Right. Like as if it's just like manna from heaven that's always
Yeah, like
existed.
she legitimately thought that formula was required to, like raise a baby. And I was like, well, my first question was, well, what did people do before formula was invented?
Yeah.
And then that's when I Googled it. Because before I'd never given a fuck about it.
I went down a little rabbit hole, and that's why I know that it was a German Jewish scientist. And like, cause when my baby was born, a lot of women, it's hard for the baby to latch on, and especially for like a firstborn baby, like your first baby, it's hard for them to latch on and like start producing milk because like the mom's just not used to that yet. And
Uh-huh.
I also have some gravy on some breast milk stuff if you want to hear that, which was very interesting to me. But anyway, so the hospital was just pushing formula like a little too much, and when the hospital's pushing something too much, usually it's not right. So
Correct.
we just supplemented, as they say. So Zelda had jaundice, and like 70 to 80% of babies have jaundice, and we had a Filipino nurse, because all nurses are Filipino women, all 100%,
All.
all, and and she literally said this to us. She's like, yeah, in my country, we just take them outside for a while, and they get some vitamin D, and they're good, right? Because vitamin D is in milk, vitamin D is in the sun, right? But
Yep.
they wouldn't let us take our daughter outside. And they say, oh no, you just have to put her under this light that we have to get rid of her jaundice for like a day or two. And it was horrible. We had to put a mask on her eyes just so that like a fake vitamin D light would go on her so that she would get rid of the jaundice so we can take her home.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so like the Western medicine now is like so grabbled and fucked, like it's insane. And they're like, well, you're not producing probably enough milk either, so supplement with these little baby formula things that we already have for you. Here you go, free of charge. And then like we slowly weaned her off of that like as fast as we could, But yeah, they push the formula, they push no sunlight. Even though the nurse in confidence was like, yeah, in my country we just take them outside for like an hour and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Which is insane to me. Did you know that breast milk, if the baby has any kind of insufficiency in like enzymes or like things that they need, that it's not just the sucking, it's a reciprocal flow, and the breast tissue, like the mammary glands, let's say, are also picking up on what the baby needs, and then the mammary gland will produce the enzymes needed to help the baby's insufficiency. So it's like dynamic, like a dynamic flow back and forth. And
Yep.
formula does not do that. So if
Correct.
you ever hear formula is the best thing for a baby, they're retarded.
Correct.
Just saying, that's a little gravy that I learned.
Oh yeah, I completely concur.
Your wife is breastfeeding Bosnia Bear? It is a miracle. It's like free food.
Right?
All you got to do is hunt for your wife.
Hey, so what are the negative repercussions of eating raw chicken?
I have no clue. All I ever hear is like salmonella.
The reason why I ask is because I think I just ate a piece of raw chicken.
Yeah, you should
It
probably,
tasted great.
yeah, salmonella. You should probably just let that cook in that slow cooker for a little longer.
Oh yeah, I'm letting it cook all night. But it smelled so good, I had to try at least a small bowl.
I know
And turns out some of the chicken wasn't fully cooked, but it still tasted great.
I had that temptation all the time with when Laura cooks from the crock pot. I'm like, oh, that shredded, whatever. Smells so good. Let me just have some. Let me just have some, man. What's that from? That's like a movie? Or maybe it's a stand-up. Let me just have some. No.
But this is the first time I've ever used a slow cooker myself. So,
Oh, really? Well, yeah.
yeah.
Let it cook all the way through. Even if it smells good, it's not done. Especially with chicken.
Oh, yeah, like, that's, like, the cause of my concern is, like, I know it wasn't done, but it smelled so good, I had to get some. And then as I was eating it, I was like, oh, this isn't all done, but it tastes really good anyways. So,
Laura,
I may get sick and die, but it tasted really good.
Laura just got this book.
Crockery something?
Crockery Cookery. It's just
Crockery cookery.
It's
Nice.
an old book about like how to cook crock pot meals.
Oh, dude. That's dope.
Yeah.
So the my main takeaway lesson from today is learn to make crock pot meals for like 1 or 2 servings. Because, I'm a single dude. So I want to enjoy the crock potness, but, not have to eat the same thing for 4 days in a fucking row.
Yeah. But you can save like crock pot meals in the fridge and just reheat them on a pan, and they're good for a while. You can like alternate. Just so you know.
Well, yeah, but like I've done that before, and like, so I'm trying. So like, I've got a tendency of making big meals, and then.
Just still eating the uncooked chicken.
Well, I think most of the rest of it is cooked. I think.
Yeah, or you can freeze it.
Well, so the last time my mom came over, we spent like 4 hours making like industrial sized level of jambalaya.
Mm.
And it was delicious.
But after a while.
But we froze most of it because I just knew I couldn't eat most of it in like good time.
Yeah.
That was like 8 months ago, and it's still frozen in my freezer. I just haven't eaten it. Like, if I don't eat the leftovers in like 2 or 3 days, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. That's what's the cool thing about having big dogs. You just give them, like, if you're like, I don't think these leftovers are still good, now you got dog food.
Exactly. That's one of the many reasons why I've always been a dog guy.
But you have a cat.
Well, yeah, the only reason why I've got a cat is because at the time I knew I needed a pet, or I didn't need, I wanted a pet. And at the time, God was like consistently giving me visions and like, hey, PJ, I need you to go here and do this
And he's like,
at this
yeah,
specific time. And you can't do that with a puppy. But with a cat,
yeah,
you can give him a huge bowl of food, a huge bowl of water, and tons of fucking like cat litter, and he's good for a couple of days.
yeah. You know what's crazy about my dogs? And you wouldn't think, you've seen my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think this. When we used to go like to San Diego to see like our parent, you know, and when we went to the hospital to have a child, right? They were locked inside the house, and we're expecting them to come. We're expecting to come home with shit all over the carpet, like, you know.
Yeah.
They held their poop for 2-3 days before, like, they
No shit.
just know, all right, I'm not gonna poop in the house. I'm just not gonna do it, and they just don't. I don't know if they just sleep all day. Like, I don't know, but it's so funny. Like, Laura's always worried, like, oh man, they're gonna poop in the house, and I'm like, no, they got it. They got this. They got this.
Well, they just respect you, bro.
Right? I think that's what it is. Like, they're like, oh no, when Alpha comes home, he's gonna be so pissed.
Right? Like, please don't tear my throat out.
Right? And I will. I never poop camping. Yeah, that's true. I went to summer camp like in middle school, and I didn't poop for a week because I just didn't want to. Like,
No shit.
yeah, no shit, exactly. The body can shut it down. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I just remember that when I was a kid, like, I didn't poop for the whole time I was there because the bathrooms are so gross. Anyway,
I can see that.
I don't know if it was like on purpose or my mind just shut it down, you know? Anyway, this has been an informative stream.
I'm going to eat more potentially raw chicken. It's that good.
It's probably all right. What temperature?
Well, yeah, I probably won't die,
Yeah,
but it
you're
just
not gonna
tastes so
die.
fucking good. I've got to.
You know what fucks me? The only thing that like is up my stomach is fettuccine alfredo. I don't know why.
Ooh, yeah, that'll do it.
I don't. Is that other people have a problem with that?
Oh, I don't have a problem with fettuccine alfredo specifically, but like there's other Italian dishes where, oh yeah, that's so fucking raw. But it tastes so good, fuck it, no one cares.
Don't eat it. Stop eating raw chicken.
Fine. I won't enjoy this delicious meal because you care about my health and you want to protect my life. How dare you?
God's working through me, bro, to tell you to stop eating that.
It tastes so delicious though. Like I don't even care about like the wrist.
Yeah, so does some sin.
Ooh, touche. That's a very valid point.
Get a cheap thermometer. Yeah, exactly. Get a cheap thermometer, and it should be around that degrees. It's definitely you, sissy.
Paraplegic, how long bear? Welcome.
Hey, Paraplegic, your video of your carrots that you grew busted my wife up. She was like, because she did the same thing the first time she grew carrots. And you're like, apparently I can't grow carrots. And then it just showed a tiny little carrot like this big. And he's like, oh, Jesus. That's exactly what happened to ours, too. Yeah, you gotta make sure they're separated out. Only 4 to a foot. Square foot, only like, I think it's 4. Might be 8, I don't know. But make sure they're separated. And they get to like maybe that. They're not the ones you get at the grocery store. Carrots. Like, that's a rude awakening when you start gardening. Like, you don't find, when you start gardening things, even if they're non-GMO, everything, especially if they're not GMO, they're a lot smaller than what you see in the grocery store.
Right?
Maybe that's
It's
for a reason, you know?
exactly.
I'm on a raw pork diet because BB said so. I'm rotting pork just like BB told me, and I'm washing it down with a cup of turpentine, just like BB told me. Hope it works. Must be nice.
Oh,
I don't know.
he mentioned it sarcastically, but that's actually a good idea. I haven't done that in a couple of days.
What, turpentine?
Yeah,
I
might as well.
haven't got into all that.
We'll use this as a back base.
And it's just like, okay, so we pour maple syrup on our waffles, which comes
Yes,
with maples, and then turpentine is just pine sap, basically, right?
pine gum sap. Yes.
So, like, how bad could it be? Like, yeah, it's good for like cleaning off paint.
Like,
Like,
so give you a good concept. It's like we pour maple syrup on our pancakes, and so you see this like the first level. I went down to here. I just took my little finger, put it here, and that got basically everything I needed. And so now the second dose is going to be like here. And to be quite fair, yeah, oh, that was way too fucking much. But I'm going to go for it anyways.
well, be careful. You're eating raw chicken and too much turpentine.
They should balance each other out, right?
Yeah, I don't know math, so maybe. I heard something in algebra.
I mean, if I'm eating turp and raw chicken, because the raw chicken tastes so fucking delicious, shouldn't the turp, like, kill the bacteria chicken shit? Maybe?
Interesting hypothesis.
Based on zero scientific basis, but it sounds cool, so why not?
Yeah. I was talking to my wife about that. Like I'm kind of done with like scientific basis for hypothesis. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm at kind of a point where it's like that's not true, that is. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of know, like in I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah, I totally get what you mean.
like science is so grabbled, like basing it off of certain other things.
Well, modern day quote unquote science is like the exact opposite of quote unquote science 100 years ago.
Right. It's science with a capital S. It's a cult now. It's just a cult.
Yeah.
I tell my unbased friends, oh, that's just science with a capital S. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's a cult. And then they make fun of me for being a Christian. Like, one of my friends called me up one time and was like, so I hear you're a Christian now. Like, you're a fake Jew that wears a little thing around his neck and then gets a free trip to Israel and then does drugs in like he literally did drugs in Tel Aviv. Like
Yeah.
swear to God, like pots everywhere over there, and they have gay pride parades and stuff. And I'm like, I try to talk to him about the Bible, like the Old Testament, and he has no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But then it's a problem when I become a Christian. Like,
Exactly.
oh, I heard you're a Christian now. Oh, like, anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent. Trust engineering. Just science.
Trust engineering from Georgia.
Nice. What is that?
This is an AK that was built in Georgia. And the reason why I have it freehand right here, like so readily available, is one of my female friends. She was talking to me earlier today. She's like, "Hey, I need your advice." I was like, "All right, great, yeah, what's up?" And so she's like, "So this dude, he asked me like, he's got this special version of the AR-50." She said MK18, and she said it like it was something fucking super special.
Yeah.
But basically,
Isn't it?
it's just like a special boy version of the M4. It's gay as fuck.
So it's
And
not
so,
through Kalashnikov, or would it still be called that?
well, no, so like she was talking about M4, like M16 kind of variants,
Okay.
and because this dude had asked her out, and she thought it was just a friend to hang out, but like just from the way she described it, like yeah, he wants to get in your pants, and so like I had to describe to her like this is what he's gonna try and do, like here's his goal, like blah blah. It was kind of annoying, but also kind of amusing.
Right.
The thing that I found most amusing about the whole situation is he was trying to teach her how to shoot a rifle with a gay little version of an M16, and so I was like, obviously, if you are a special boy and you're trying to trick a girl into a date to get physical contact, yeah, shooting weapons is a good thing because you're like, oh, let me put my arm around you and show you how to use the firearm. And so I was like, hey, Brianna, like, this is something he's going to try and do. So because like I'm trying to get into your pants, let me show you over video how to use a rifle so that when this asshole tries to, use that, you can be like, no, I already know how to use a rifle. Thanks, though.
That's yeah. Use this against your potential rapist.
Exactly.
Just know how to use a gun. Just be like, no. I got it. Let me show you. Yeah, that's sick. So what's a gay version?
Like, obviously, I can only give her so much instruction via video.
Right.
But even that being said, it's like that at least prevents her and protects her from some stranger male, like wrapping his body around her to show her how to aim a rifle.
Right. So does that AK? It's made in Georgia. It's not fully automatic at all? No.
Like if I were to shave down the trigger mechanism in the proper way, then yeah, it would be automatic. But I don't want to.
Is that why it's made in Georgia? I'm not the hugest gun nerd, so I don't know a lot of things. I know.
Oh yeah, so like people assume that because of my Marine Corps history, I know a lot about guns. I don't.
Okay.
But basically, this is just a semi-automatic rifle, and the thing with all semi-automatic rifles is in this area where so the trigger is right here.
Mm.
So this area is called the trigger housing group. And there's a specific area in here where if you take like a nail file and file it down properly, then every time when you pull the trigger, because you filed the area down, instead of it like clicking, it just is automatic like.
Yeah.
That's how you turn a semi-automatic into an automatic weapon. Like I know how to do it. It's just.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, no.
Yet.
Like
Yet.
if you have an automatic weapon, unless it's mounted, like using the automatic function makes a weapon significantly less accurate.
Right. Yeah, because you just pull the trigger once and you're like, oh, I just fired off 3 shots.
Yes. Oh goodness. Stand by. We're back. Wait, upside down. Now we're back. All right. So even with the M16 M4, which have the 3-round burst. So let's pretend that this was an M16 M4, right?
Okay.
If I was to pull the trigger on the 3-round burst, it would be 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Severely inaccurate.
Yeah, so
and so that's what I'm saying. Unless you have some sort of mount to maintain or experience to maintain this horizontal like
Yeah.
accuracy of your weapon system, the more you increase the automatic ability of your weapon system firing platform, the more you increase in accuracy.
Right. Makes
This is how it goes.
yeah. You're just wasting bullets.
Exactly. I could teach your one friend how to shoot black powder. I'm very good with my ramrod. I can pack it tight. Not creepy at all. You trust me, right? Paraplegic. I will trust you the second you can walk.
Oh no. Dude, I think paraplegic should do stand up, and that's a joke right there. But I think he should do stand up comedy.
Oh yeah, paraplegic is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I think he should wheel up on that stage and just must be nice. Just he comes up with quips all the time. He's great. Anyway.
Well, he could even make a whole joke set where he gets like lowered down from the ceiling.
Yeah, he just comes up and just is like, "This is my first stand up comedy set. I'm already failing at it." No, nothing.
Oh no! So I was thinking like as he's lowered from the ceiling, like
Well, that's
yeah, I'm trying to make jokes. It's a miracle and shit, but you know, even though I can't walk on water.
Dude, are you I know that a lot of the Bears aren't like political and follow politics. I just follow like Bajo Bear said like voting is like for fags and like it's all rigged and everything. I gave him some examples that like in California when they wanted to pass gay marriage before it was a federal law, they thought that they had it in the bag and it was going to just be, we got San Francisco, we're totally liberal. Blacks always vote Democrat, so they're just gonna vote in gay marriage. And then turns out that every single, like not every single, it's rhetoric, but like every single black voter voted against gay marriage, and then it didn't pass. So you say that every single vote is rigged in America, like you're lying to yourself a little bit. Like there's still voting in America, but the presidential race, like I don't know that's one that could be like focused on to be rigged. But I was just gonna ask, are you extremely excited for tomorrow's debate with Trump and Biden? Because I'm waiting for it like the Super Bowl.
Until someone told me about it earlier today, I literally had no idea what was going on tomorrow.
Okay.
Like, so that being said, like for the most part, like after the fact, I'm like political nerd encyclopedia. I know all the fucking shit, but like in real time, like I don't give a shit about the third presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald J. Trump.
Second. They canceled the.
Like I already know it's a joke.
No, I know, but like it's just entertaining to me. Like it's my sports, because I know sports is even gayer almost. Like, I want to watch a bunch of millionaires, give each other brain damage in tight pants. Like that's like even gayer, but like it's gonna be entertaining tomorrow. I don't know. I was just asking if you were.
Well, I'll watch it after the fact. Like for the reason why I'll watch it after the fact is the same reason why I watch Owen Benjamin streams after the fact. I enjoy the pause button. So it's like, oh, you said XYZ, I can now hit pause and double fucking check your shit. Or go to the bathroom. Or whatever the fuck I need to do.
Yeah.
I have the almighty pause button now.
Well, I think it's usually live on YouTube, and then you can pause it, but then you're not like witnessing it in live time. But
well, yeah. So like, what I did with the first presidential debate is I started watching it live in the beginning, and I was like, fuck this. And so then I just waited until it was done, and one of the major news agencies published a whole like hour-long segment of like the whole thing uninterrupted. I just watched that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it like it's like a sports game. Like I just want to be entertained. Like it's a UFC fight to me. I'm like, what the fuck are they gonna say? You know what I mean? I don't know. I know it's so stupid. I know it's all stupid. Oh, what I was gonna say is what I told Bajo. It's like when you play Monopoly, you know the money's fake and you know it's all bullshit, but you still want to win. Like I
You
still
know the chicken isn't quite cooked yet, but the debate just sounds so delicious you want to eat it anyways.
sure. I think mine was a little better, but
Well, yeah, yours is definitely better, but mine was more relevant.
yeah. I don't know. I don't like, and then me and Bajo had a long conversation about like he's only what 20? Is he 24 or 26?
No idea.
One of those, which is very young. And I've told him before, like when I was 24, 26, whatever it is, I was a fucking retard. I'm still a retard, but like I was way more retarded than I am now. And it's like if you have, a family and children, it's like which way do you want the political climate to sway to better the future for your children in the country you live in? Like you're just playing the game. I know it's all bullshit, but like you still got to play the game. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Or am I talking about?
I see where you're coming from, but on a more basic level than that, it's like, all right, like beyond politics, do you want more people to think like you or less people to think like you?
Right.
If you want more people to think like you, then build a huge ass fucking family. If you want less people to think like you,
I get
then don't have a family.
and
It's that fucking simple.
I get that too, and that's why I'm doing both.
Well, yeah,
And
and that's a good approach.
like even the bear community could be considered like local politics, let's say,
I concur.
right? Like I want more people to think this way, so let me join this and we can build this movement of like a way of thinking, and a lot of the two-party system, it's like you sway a large group of people to think a certain way or not think a certain way, and I just rather it sway in a certain way. So I'll play the game. Some people don't have time to play the game either. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to see him go off the top rope onto the pedophile with the atomic knee. Yeah, exactly. I want a UFC fight. And also, pedophilia is a strong issue for me. Like, I don't like Joe Biden, and it just came out that his son had young girls on his laptop. Like, if his son's doing that and crack and shit, like, who are these people? I don't know. I don't want to get too political. I know that a lot of the bears are like, politics are extremely gay. They're so gay. Okay.
All right, so worst case scenario,
Yeah.
if I eat this delicious, like not cooked chicken,
Uh-huh.
I'm only into 4 to 7 days of diarrhea, vomiting, and abdominal cramps and fever.
I think you're good then.
It doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, you'll lose a little weight. Might be nice. Might be a nice.
Dude, literally a win-win. I eat a delicious meal, and then I accidentally lose a bunch of weight. I was looking at salmonella because I really want to see, like, do I want to risk eating this food?
Well, salmonella. What's up, Polar Viking Gorilla? The
Welcome, brother.
the craziest name I've seen of the bears.
Must be nice to lose weight.
Must be nice.
Hey, War Bear, stop eating your fucking ice cream, and then you can lose some weight, bro.
Does he eat ice cream a lot?
No idea.
Oh, dude, no one told me that after you marry a woman, you just automatically gain 30 pounds. No one told me that. It's a joke, but it's true.
Well, I find it hilarious as a joke, but the truth in me is like, I beg to differ.
I
That being said, you're married. I'm not. So you are the subject matter expert. I'm just conjecturing.
Yeah, it was a please take my wife joke kind of thing, but I gained 30 pounds after my wife left. Yeah, true too. So then in the long run, you gain 60 pounds.
Yes,
And now,
30 pounds when you got your wife, and then another 30 when she left.
yeah. So it's not in your favor to divorce. I just watched you know that YouTube, I'm not YouTube, Netflix has all the Gospels on Netflix.
I did not know that.
I know. I watched it to watch this like Chinese kung fu movie that my friend was talking about, and I was like, all right, give me your login or whatever. And then I was like going through, and it has all the Gospels, and I just watched Matthew, and uh, it reminded me of what Jesus said about like divorce, and he says like don't basically like don't divorce your wife because you'll gain 30 pounds.
So Tarpinian Productions gave me one of these protein bars
Okay.
to, I guess, assist me on my journey to get to your place. I'm curious as to whether or not.
You're just really hungry and you don't want to eat raw chicken.
Yes.
I get it. You can get off with me anytime too. Like, I mean, not in that way, but like you can get off the stream with me anytime. Let me know.
Well, the only other option is like to go get fast food, and the label says this is like healthy and natural. So I'm not going to read the ingredients and just pretend to read the label.
Yeah, just read the headline of the article. You know everything.
Exactly. It's not terrible.
That's good. I think I've seen advertisements for that label.
Yeah. That's the best endorsement I can give this. It's not absolutely terrible.
Not terrible.
And the reason why I'm saying it's not absolutely terrible, it's only a little bit terrible. But it is quite filling.
Just fill that void in your stomach. Gotta recharge. Have a good night, everyone.
Farewell.
Peace, Warbeard. Warbeard Bear. Your name is hard to say.
Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it about a -3.
Well, that's not a good endorsement.
But it is honest.
What are you?
It's not the best.
What are you drinking? What did you get at the store?
White Claw,
Oh, just White Claw. Okay. What's that? Pineapple?
mango.
Oh, mango.
Oh, no, it's so bad. I can't even eat it. Ugh. I was trying to, like, soldier through it, but no thank you. No, the fact I've got to finish what's in my mouth is already, like, unfortunate.
Dude, that's what I've been like with like sweets and like shit that I liked when I was a kid. Like I can't eat any kind of like candy or like even chocolate. I'm like, oh, I'll take a bite or whatever, but like I can't do it anymore. I don't know, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Handy Adam, welcome. Dude, like, I'm the same way. Like,
Handy Adam,
what
where's the pumpkin? Where's the
I used to
pumpkin?
drink multiple like Monsters like every day, and like over the past couple years, I just don't do sugar anymore to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And about 8 months ago, my buddy bought me a Monster, and after about a sip and a half, I was like literally like borderline vomiting because of how much sugar was in the Monster.
Yeah. Like sugar, like literally is poison. Like it, like early humans, right? We collect sugar, like berries. I'm not talking about evolution, but like early, like we collect like a couple berries, and like it's like, oh, we got a little bit of sugar, and like we're good. And now it's just like, here's a pile of sugar in a drink, and drink this in like an hour. And it's like, dude, this would last for months worth of sugar.
Like 2 years worth of sugar in one drink?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. And then I also hate when people say that whiskey or like liquor is you're just drinking sugar. No, it's turned
Different chemical compound.
Yeah, it turns into sugar inside of your body. It's different than like just consuming sugar. And yeah, you do get fatter maybe or like get a gut or something like that. But it's different. Okay? Naysayers? Pisses me off. But seriously, Handy Adam, where's the pumpkins?
Wait, why does Handy Adam have pumpkins?
He just posted a video where he went to the store and there's no pumpkins. There's no pumpkin can't like things that have pumpkins in it.
Canned pumpkin extract, in which for him to make pumpkin pie from.
Probably, yeah. We're actually growing 2 pumpkins out here in the yard.
Oh.
And one of them was so I bought a pumpkin last year and I just used it to shoot arrows into, like as a target, because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when it was like kind of done, we put it in the compost, but there's all the seeds, and then it just grew an epic pumpkin plant out of our compost, like outside of.
Nice.
So we have like this huge fucking pumpkin growing out of our compost, taking all the nutrients, and then we have another pumpkin like in a big pot. It's like maybe like this big, but they're pumpkins are crazy. Like we never tried to grow a pumpkin, let's say, but they just grow because if you put them in dirt, they just grow. Anyway.
All right, brother, man. I'm gonna head out for the night.
All right. That's what I was thinking too. Peace, brother.
Sure.